Yep, Journey, no start, guys. Oh my goodness, I hear stuff. No window. Oh, yeah, and it says the window don't work either. Y'all hear that? What the hell going on? No start. I'm assuming the battery did, guys. I hear. It's fine. All right, guys. I have to go get my jump box. Y'all hold tight. Alrighty, guys. Let's get this thing jumped off and see what happens, man. This is crazy. Before I jump this off, anybody want to take a wild guess what that noise is? I know it's probably from the battery being dead, but I wonder where exactly is it coming from. Man, it's a shorts video and I'm out of time, so y'all have to stay tuned for the full video. All right, let's see. Foot on the brake. Uh-oh. Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are faced with a no crank situation, not a no start. Remember what we talked about earlier, guys, and the difference, okay? In the event you hear nothing, absolutely nothing, that is a no crank. In the event you push to start or you turn the key to start and your car's spinning over, it's just not starting, that is what we call a no start, okay? Because the RPM, you're actually spinning over, but it's not starting. Okay, we're faced with a no crank. All right, so we got to go to plan B, guys. Y'all hold tight. Let me go grab my scan tool and see what we missing that's allowing it not to crank. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys. We finna do some troubleshooting here, guys. Now, we dealing with a no crank. Remember what I told y'all on those other previous videos, guys. Okay. All my no crank complaints diagnostics begins with my testing starts at the starter relay, guys. So if your car equipped with a starter relay, be careful. Some cars are not equipped, don't even have a freaking starter relay. Well, it's not externally. Some of them are built inside of the tip-em. Some of the old Chrysler Dodge 200s have the starter relay built inside of the tip-em circuit board, so there's no external relay. Yeah, I know we're not going to discuss tip-ems. This is a PDC, not technically a tip-em. It's not a module. PDCs is just a box that uses fuses to transfer. You know, fuses are there to protect the circuit, so it's just a transfer of power to loads. Actually, the circuitry protection is going on in the PDC. So we need to find, I got the cover off. I got my jump box on. Remember, I pushed the push start, nothing happened. Guys, you have to find the starter relay, okay? In this case, it is starter solenoid K1. This one has that weird setup. Can y'all see that? So we're dealing with this one right here. That's the third one from the left, right here. All right, let's get this out of here. Remember, guys, pin 30 typically your power source. All right, and I would say pin 30 is right there, which makes this pin right here 87. So we're gonna cut out all the preliminary. Let's assume. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab a jumper wire. If I can jump from here, pin 30 to pin 87. 87 goes to the load, guys. In this case, the starter. Now, if I can jump there and nothing happened, yeah, then you have to start looking for open circuits, or either it's just got a failed starter. The solenoid plunger is not working. So if I jump from here to there, and it spins over, then yeah, you got some other problems. The circuit is complete. However, you missing one of the inputs that will allow cranking. Okay, that's when you have more diagnosing to do. So let me grab a jumper wire. We're just gonna assume this is power supply and jump right over here. If it jumps, then yeah, we know this is powered. All right, because it's a jumper wire. Hold tight. All right, I got a jumper wire going into pin 30. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. You hear that? Now, hold tight, because I'm hearing a click. Remember, guys, I caught some flack from a couple of technicians in that last video explaining to me or trying to, we had a discussion. It's never, yeah, y'all know me. I'm always open for suggestions, and I explain why I don't do it that way. Okay. Yeah, we go back and forth in the comment section. Some of the guys I call a hater. It's all in fun, guys. I don't even know these guys, so it's basically we just communicate how we communicate. Right? They can tell me I suck. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no problem with that. I can call them haters, and they don't know what they're doing. I hope they don't have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, we don't even know each other, but we communicate that way. And some of them I have grown to know. Some of them I have grown to actually communicate that way. The problem or the thinking goes, if you jump from pin 30 to pin 87 and you get a spark, that means that circuit is complete because it's going straight to the solenoid. The spark's insinuating that, yeah, it got down there, the voltage got down there. However, I refrain from looking at it that way because I have once been burnt by a tipper. Yeah, testing relays, a starter relay on a tipper, and that little indication typically turn out to be an internal short in the tipper. So I had to eat a tipper. Yes, guys. That's why when we diagnosing cars, we got to make sure we know what we're doing, because it can end up costing you. Now, I have a way around as you gain knowledge and maturity and parts. Yes, guys. That's why I hang on to some parts. If I by default burn out something and I just happen to have an extra one, yes, it's just one of those things, guys, because nobody knows everything. Everybody makes mistakes, but it's just that it's costly. Sometimes it can be costly mistakes that you cannot pass on to the customer. So what do you do when that happens? You go to plan B, whatever your plan B is. All right, so yeah, I don't do that. I don't assume the circuit is complete because I got a spark from right there, simply because a tipper can also cause that. Now, however, I just found out the reason it's sparking and clicking because I don't have voltage. Let me turn that back on. Now let's see what happens. All right, hold tight. I got one end of the jumper going into pin 30, and we got the other going to 87. Come on, babe. Hey, guys, that circuit is complete. So we got other problems. Now, let's talk about what's required to start. Okay, that's why I do my no cranks at the starter relay. Y'all need to make a habit. I'm giving out tips. You can do with it as you will. You don't have to do it this way. Whatever way you've been doing, if it's been working for you, continue. I notice I have a lot of newcomers on the channel, so I'm going to let them know how I go by doing it. You know, they can find their own way around. Everybody can find their own way around on how you want to do things. But in the meantime, let me discuss the basics of what's going on. This is a typical ISO relay, starter relay. All right, on pin 30, you know, in order to make a relay work, coils have to be energized. I need a diagram to show you that. But however, pin 30 is powered, protected by a fuse. Obviously, that fuse is good because I was able to jump from here to there. So we know that's intact. Now, what we don't know is what we're not getting. Okay, now, one of the pins, I want to say 86, goes straight to the ignition switch. All right. When you turn the key or push start and that circuit is powered, that circuit is complete. In order for the coils to work or to jump, you have to have a ground on the other end of the coil. That ground typically comes, you guessed it, guys, from the PCM. But wait, before you go replacing the PCM, there's some inputs that PCM is looking for in order to supply that ground to pin 85. Let's just say pin 85 is the ground coming from the computer. I know of a couple of the inputs it's looking for. Number one is the transmission. It has to be in park or neutral. The TRS on the transmission, this is a 41TE, right? Yeah, so you use a solenoid pack and a TRS, okay? That's how the computer knows the transmission is either in park or neutral. So it goes there looking for the signal. Is this car is in park or neutral? If it's not going to activate that ground to allow for cranking. That is a safety mechanism in place, so you can't start your freaking car in gear. Yes, good feature to have. One of the other inputs is security. Yes, this car is standard equipped with a security system. All right, it's not an option. It's mandatory. So if this car is in theft mode, it will not allow that ground signal at the starter relay. All right, so I just verified, guys, that the circuit is complete from the PDC to the starter In other words, the problem is not a starter. All right. I know some of you guys be happy to hear, oh, it just need a starter. It's easy. No. And when that's not the case, you have some more work to do. All right. So I'm going to hook up a scan tool and find out from an electronic standpoint, am I getting my inputs? And if not, why? Because we're never going to start without those inputs. All right, guys, y'all hold tight. Let me take a break. I'll get back with you. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, let's talk. All right, I just found out some more information. I'm gonna let these screenshots roll by. And guys, remember we talked about inputs. That's the starter relay is needed to allow for cranking. Okay, it's not getting all the input. It's not getting the ground signal at pin 85. And there are some inputs that's required to get that input. And one of them, guys, we left off, brake input. Guys, this is a push start, okay? So in order for the push start to work, one have to step on the brake, right? Now you notice those two fault codes. First of all, the ABS module is off the bus, okay? And also, so there's no brake input going to the PCM because that input is bust from the ABS module. So technically, if the ABS module is dead, you likely will not be able to start your car. Is there a way around that? Can I bypass that and hardwire a ground signaling the brake is inputted? No, this stuff is more sophisticated than that. That won't work, guys. The ABS module is dead. Now, so your whole diagnosis focus gonna have to go toward that because it's simple, guys. Without a brake input and pushing this, you're not gonna start. Okay, yeah. There's nothing wrong with the key. There's nothing wrong with the security system. There's nothing wrong with anything. That's why your scan tool, you DIY guys, your scan tool have to be able to show you data input. All right. Yes, when I step on this, I should see a brake input received from the brake switch because that switch is probably hardwired to the, it shouldn't be that way though. I got to do some more reading, but I have some more testing to do. For right now, I just found out my ABS is offline. I'm got my scan tool set up. I can't read from the ABS module, and I got two hard fault codes signaling no brake switch input. So without brake switch input, you're never going to start. All right. Now, I'm going to end this video because I'm going to go talk to somebody. I had to push this car in. It was towed in. I'm still stuck outside. I'm going to have to push it in and start the diagnosis as to why I'm getting no. So my focus have changed from a no start, no crank to why the ABS offline? Because I can't get a brake input that will allow me to start and run. That's why, guys, KNC is one of the most important bus network on a car. All right, KNC usually will consist of the ABS, the PCM, transmission modules, things like that. Without those, car makers don't even want you to be able to run. Little other inputs, can be and can lean and all of that, yeah, your car still should be able to run. But without module, if a module takedown can't see, you probably can't drive anymore. So let me end this video. Y'all stay tuned for part 2, okay? Because I hate these long videos and I want to chop this one down. I'm gonna end this video and open up a part 2. Quite frankly, when I figure out, I know what I got to do. I just don't know what it needs yet because my focus have changed from a no crank to why the ABS not working. All right. Hope you're keeping up, man. Any questions, leave them below. Guys, again, I'm open for suggestions. Anybody want to chime in? Go for it. All right. I do not know it all. We learn as we go sometime. Yes, I have experience, but everything is different and everything, can be a new learning curve for something you haven't faced in a long time. All right, that's all I have on this video. Stay tuned for part 2.